Welcome back to the Food for Thought. Have you ever hesitated to give because you felt it was such a small amount and probably insignificant in the overall scheme of things? Let me reassure you, it matters a lot. No amount is too small when your heart is in the right place. Ask God to help you respond to all of His blessings with gratitude and not to develop a greedy heart. Praise God for that. We should really think about what God is desiring for us, especially in our hearts in the area of giving. And we have to depend on Him to put those desires in us because it won't come on our own, and our sin nature will definitely rise up and say, oh, that's, I just don't have it to give. I only have a little bit. So, my gift wouldn't be worthy. If I gave a few dollars, that just wouldn't be worthy of any type of gift. What difference would that make? But it starts here. It starts knowing that God will accept the amount that you have to give because He knows your heart. He knows what you're going through. He knows your struggle. And like it says, no amount is too small when your heart is in the right place. If your heart is in the right place and you really mean well and your intentions behind your giving, then God sees that. He sees that this is all you have. He sees that, I really don't have any money to give, but what maybe clothing item can I give? What can I offer my time? The most awesome thing that I love to do with my children at church, the students that I teach at church, I taught at church on Sundays, was that, when it was offering time, a lot of them didn't have a dollar or some change to give. They didn't have anything monetary to give. So what I would always tell them, every single child in the room would have to get something. They would have to hold their hand like this, and they would have to think about something that they could offer, whether it be their time, their friendship. Could they offer to help their parents out with cleaning up or washing the car or washing dishes, or could they help a friend with their homework? Could they help to teach someone how to ride a bike? Anything that they could do, God would see that because their heart is in the right place. They know they didn't have anything to give, but they wanted to say, God, I'm going to offer something this week to someone else that would help them, that would benefit your children. And so each one of them would just, they would, bring the basket around, and they would say, I offer to help my sister clean up her room. Praise God. Or I offer to help my mom do the dishes. I offer to help my sister with her homework. Those things right there, they mean something. God sees that. God sees their heart. God knows, okay, you don't have anything, monetary to give, but I see your heart, and I know that you want to offer something to me anyway, as opposed to them saying, well, I don't have anything, so I can't give. I wanted each one of them to participate in the giving process because it starts here. It really starts here. And the most amazing thing that happened to me in reference to giving is that for the last, I guess, month or so, I've been, just really trying to give. And I know my boyfriend and I went out to eat, and I think our meal was probably about $7, but we gave $15 over that as the tip. And we know that the guy wasn't expecting that, but it was just something that was just like, let's just give it to him. I mean, he's not expecting it. He's working hard, doing a great job. And I feel like, let's just bless him. That we gave to him. And then I also, on 4th of July, went to Waffle House, got myself a nice breakfast by myself, just enjoyed that. And the lady, my waitress, came over, and she's like, oh, are you off today? And I'm like, yeah, And she's like, okay. Well, she took my order and all that good stuff. And then, I just felt like she, really wished she could have been off today. And she probably was working a double shift. And I said, God led me to give to her. That's my dog barking. God led me to give to her $10 over what my meal actually was. And so, she was very surprised, but she's like, oh my gosh. And I just wanted her to have a happy day, to something that she wasn't expecting, And there was something that happened to me that I wasn't expecting, which was on Wednesday. I was coming home. Me and my mom were coming home to Savannah so that I could rest and recover from my surgery, and went to McDonald's, and for some reason her card wasn't swiping, and she had just used it, but it just was, sometimes my card does that. It won't read it, and it just wasn't swiping. So I'm in my crutches, and my cast is getting heavy, and I'm like, oh gosh, please, come on, let's go. And so my mom goes to the car to get my card, and the manager came over, and I was telling other people, go ahead of me, go ahead, and I said, said to the cashier, I'm really sorry, just wait it out, that's all right, let them go, whatever. And he's like, the manager's doing something on the computer, and he's like, here you go, ma'am, you don't owe me any money, you don't owe me anything, here you go. He gives me the bag of food, and I'm like, are you serious? Thank you so much, and I just was very shocked by that, because for one, I'm woozy from the medicine, so I'm like, what's going on? And for two, he just out of the blue was just like, here you go. You don't owe me anything. You don't owe me any money. There you go, ma'am. You enjoy. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So my mom comes back in with the money.
So
And she's like,
needless to say, before my
computer cut off. It pretty much cut off through the whole thing. That we did get our meal for free and we didn't have to pay for it, and that was just a blessing that that happened because we weren't expecting it, and we were in need at the time. So that was just one of the things that God can do for you, when you're giving, not just so you're giving to get, but that's what happens. God blesses you when you're in need. So I just wanted to come to you all and give you encouragement, and you're giving encouragement to get your heart in order and get your heart in the right place and depend on him in order to strengthen you and to give you, integrity, give you peace, give you the heart of God so that you can be a cheerful and generous giver. So be blessed and have a blessed weekend.